Located just east of the Roman Forum, the massive stone amphitheatre known as the Colosseum was commissioned around 70 AD by Emperor Vespasian of the Flavian dynasty. In 80 AD, Vespasian's son Titus opened the Colosseum with 100 days of games, including gladiatorial combats and wild animal fights. After 4 centuries of active use, the magnificent arena fell into neglect, and up until the 18th century it was used as a source of building materials. Though 2/3 of the original Colosseum has been destroyed over time, the amphitheatre remains a popular tourist destination as well as an iconic symbol of Rome and its tumultuous history. Even after the decadent Roman Emperor Nero took his own life in AD 68, his misrule and excesses fueled a series of civil wars. No fewer than 4 emperors took the throne in the tumultuous year. After Nero's death, the 4th, Vespasian, would end up ruling for 10 years. The Flavian emperors, as Vespasian and his sons Titus and Domitian were known, attempted to tone down the excesses of the Roman court, restore Senate authority, and promote public welfare. Around 70 AD, Vespasian returned to the Roman people the lush land near the center of the city, where Nero had built an enormous palace for himself after a great fire ripped through Rome in AD 64. On the site of that golden palace, he decreed, would be built a new amphitheatre, where the public could enjoy gladiatorial combats and other forms of entertainment. Unlike Roman theatres that were built into hillsides, the Colosseum is an entirely freestanding structure. It derives its basic exterior and interior architecture from that of 2 theatres back to back. It is elliptical and is 189 meters long and 156 meters wide, with a base area of 24,000 square meters. The height of the outer wall is 48 meters. The perimeter originally measured 545 meters. The central arena is an ellipse 87 meters long and 55 meters wide, surrounded by a wall 5 meters high, above which rose tiers of seating. The outer wall is estimated to have required over 100,000 cubic meters of travertine, stone which was set without mortar. They were held together by 300 tons of iron clamps. However, it has suffered extensive damage over the centuries, with large segments having collapsed following earthquakes. The north side of the perimeter wall is still standing. The distinctive triangular brick wedges at each end are modern additions, having been constructed in the early 19th century to shore up the wall. The remainder of the present-day exterior of the Colosseum is in fact the original interior wall. The Colosseum was used to host gladiatorial shows, as well as a variety of other events. The shows, called munera, were always given by private individuals rather than the state. They had a strong religious element, but were also demonstrations of power and family. This utilized a great variety of wild beasts, mainly imported from Africa and the Middle East, and included creatures such as rhinoceros, hippopotamuses, elephants, and lions. Battles and hunts were often staged amid elaborate sets with movable trees and buildings. These events could be huge in scale. Trajan is said to have celebrated his victories in Dacia in 107, with contests involving 11,000 animals and 10,000 gladiators over the course of 123 days. During lunch intervals, executions and bestiaries would be staged. Those condemned to death would be sent into the arena, naked and unarmed, to face the beasts of death which would literally tear them to pieces. Acrobats and magicians would also perform, usually during the intervals. The Colosseum saw some 4 centuries of active use, until the struggles of the Western Roman Empire and the gradual change in public tastes put an end to gladiatorial combats and other large public entertainments by the 6th century AD. Even by that time, the arena had suffered damage due to natural phenomena such as lightning and earthquakes. In the centuries to come, the Colosseum was abandoned completely. It was used as a quarry for numerous building projects, including the cathedrals of St. Peter and St. John Lateran, the Palazzo Venezia, and defense fortifications along the Tiber River. Beginning in the 18th century, however, various popes sought to conserve the arena as a sacred Christian site, though it is in fact uncertain whether early Christian martyrs met their fate in the Colosseum, as has been speculated. By the 20th century, a combination of weather, natural disasters, neglect, and vandalism had destroyed nearly 2/3 of the original Colosseum, including all of the arena's marble seats and its decorative elements. Restoration efforts began in the 1990s and have proceeded over the years as the Colosseum continues to be a leading attraction for tourists from all over the world.